Here we are, Matthew. We're actually in the tunnels, motherfucker. Let's go. Lost everyone. 30 metres in. What? Oh my days. Oh my days. I don't know what this means, Matthew. Oh, what's everybody? Lost them. I've lost them all.
This here in front of you is one monolith. We call it Icke because it's egg-shaped, and this is the first artifact we found here in tunnels. We used an instrument that people use in geology, and it's called georadar, to find out something more about this monolith. So, please, if you can give some space for those people to... So, by using a georadar, we found out three things. The first one is that this structure is made of artificial material, of ceramics. You get ceramics of natural materials, clay and sand, but you have to expose that mixture to very high temperature to get this material actually. So, in other words, you have to bake it. Well, it was absolutely made by human hand, not made by nature. You see this carved line that goes by the entire length of the monolith. It divides the monolith into the base and the lid. Between the base and the lid, we found particles of quartz crystal. And the third thing that we found out by using a georadar is that 20 meters below, we have an underground water flow.
Watch the shins, watch the legs.
This water flows from this direction. Okay, it's fine. Well, this water flows from this direction and through this side tunnel, which is indicated also by the top of this egg. I don't know if you heard for that saying, but people used to say that it's very bad to build a house above underground water flow. The reason for that is that underground waters, they have that one frequency that they flow on. Our body, our organism, we have opposite frequency that we live on. Because we are not adjusted to the frequencies of underground water flows, if we are exposed to their influences during some longer period of time, they can make us to feel melancholic, apathic, and depressed.
Like a bad energy, just...
Yes, of course. So each frequency has its own waves. Waves of frequencies of underground water flow, they rise. Then they hit the quartz crystal that is between the base and the lid. Then quartz crystal starts to vibrate. And by this vibration, these negative influences are transformed into those that are good for our body, good for us. So we can say that this structure here is some kind of neutralizer of these negative influences, of course, of underground water flows. And something that is very interesting is that the width of this here monolith is the same as the width of underground water flow. We have plenty of structures like this one, by the way, you will see them. That means that we have whole network of underground water flows in the tunnels. Some of these ceramic structures are bigger. When we get there, I will, of course, tell you something more about their characteristics. Do you have some questions now, please?
So the pyramids of Giza, they have water underneath them, yes? Do you know about this? They make the pyramids with the water flow, and there are three the rivers underneath in the Nile. And this is a similar concept: water, crystal, quartz, energy. So is producing energy using water and crystal, natural, like Nikola Tesla. Ether energy is what I'm thinking. Tesla, ether, Weether, earth. So the water and the crystal helps make the energy. The pyramid, is focused to the sun. But maybe for healing as well.
Well, yes.
Yeah, like you said, for the body's electromagnetic field.
Of course.
Harmony. I have this crystal for that as well. Dolomite. It's my chose one, but Very good.
Of course, you're
Thank
right.
you. You're famous now.
So now maybe we can move on.
I wanted to ask this one time. It's going on my YouTube channel. Yeah, baby. Peace and love. Oh, I get after you. Ladies first. I'm Englishman. We have manners. I also am comedian. I'm here all day. Just I have enough, brother. I love the European humour, aren't you, people? Should we go this way? No.
You can approach closer. All of us. This here is an example of one drywall. We call it drywall because these pebbles, they don't have any material in between them that will tie them up one to another. So this is not ceramics, this is proper creekstone. Every tunnel is closed by the drywall like this one. So when we see the drywall, we always know that we have a tunnel behind it. In this particular example, tunnel goes into this direction. This. So when we remove this drywall, we always have this material behind it. This is gravel. And every tunnel is or was filled with this gravel to its top. So sand with small pebbles. Small sand. I don't know how you I don't know about Romania, but here we say šljunak, if it's more familiar to you.
Could you keep it steady for a sec? For a longer sec. Thank you.
So it's easy to take by shovel, put in wheelbarrows and take outside. And that's the reason why we say that we clear our tunnels, we don't dig them. When we remove this filling material, this gravel, we get the tunnels with their walls made of this material. This is conglomerate, and conglomerate is a sedimental material that was brought here by flood. And ancient civilization used that material to dig the tunnels inside of it. And what was left of this conglomerate, they used to make these concrete blocks that Pyramid of the Sun is made of. We found two remnants of two organic materials. The first one was fossilized piece of leaf between two concrete blocks on the Pyramid of the Sun, so in conglomerate. And the second one was fossilized piece of wood we found in gravel. And by radiocarbon analysis, we found out that the tunnels and the Pyramid of the Sun as well are 29,200 years old, plus minus 400, and gravel is 5,000 years old. That means that we had here two civilizations. The first one that dug the tunnels and built the Pyramid of the Sun, and the second one that closed the tunnels with this gravel and built these drywalls. Somebody will say that water could bring the gravel inside the tunnels as it brought conglomerate. But water cannot make walls, especially in these specific places. So water won't mark the entrances to the tunnels or exits, depending on your perspective.
Do we know why they are shutting down these tunnels?
There are two possibilities. The first one is just to protect the tunnels not to collapse, or maybe to hide the way to the Pyramid of the Sun. Because pyramids are not actually tombs, they are amplifiers of natural energy of planet Earth. We have 5 pyramids, and we have whole network of the tunnels between them. So these tunnels were something like channels for that to spread it, to divide this energy. And as we clear the tunnels more and more, these values of physics that we measured here, they rise.
Oxygen, air, ions
Yes.
coming in with the air, maybe.
Yes.
Mm.
We'll talk about negative ions in our next stop.
Okay, yeah.
I'm open for discussion.
I'm open for anything. Let's go.
I've noticed it.
That's why I'm staying at the back. I like it, Anne-Marie.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Say hello. Blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. You can see. Oh. Thank you. Grazie. Thank you. Ay, 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 what are we doing? This is a right good trip, isn't it? This is definitely different. Ay, ay, ay. Thank you, brother.
Okay, you can take a seat here, and it's very important for us to take several deep breaths while we are inside. Yeah. So please just take a seat for me to begin my presentation. Thank you.
Want to sit? Let me sit down there.
Yeah.
I'll do this.
So, this room here is 50 square meters big. So this room here is 50 square meters big, ceiling is 4 meters high, and 8 tunnels lead to this room here. When we figured out that 8 tunnels lead here, we thought why this room was so important. So we call it healing chamber because of the air that we have here, and that's the reason why I told you to take several deep breaths while we are inside. So breathe. Here in the air, we measured huge concentration of negative ions. Negative ions are particles in our air that clear our air. They tie the particles of dust, bacteria, and viruses to them, so we can get this pure oxygen into our lungs. When you inhale pure oxygen, your cells can do their job in your body to renew your tissue and to revitalize your body. When we are outside, because of radiation, pollution, and some other negative influences and side effects from the outside, our cells have to protect us. They have to fight up with these side effects. So they don't have enough time to do their primal work when it comes to our body. That's the reason why outside we have so much serious illnesses nowadays. Here we are isolated from these negative influences, and of course you can take several benefits for your cells, lungs, and body at all. To illustrate you how huge this concentration is, I will tell you that in cities we measure 300 to 500 negative ions per centimeter cubic. That's because of pollution, lots of cars, development of industry, etc. On mountains, air is more clear, and we measure 7,000 negative ions per centimeter cubic, 7,000 on mountains, and here we measured 18,500 negative ions per centimeter cubic. So enjoy and breathe.
Nearly 3 times, yeah.
The other thing we measured, and it's also good for your body, is Schumann resonance of 7.83 Hertz, and that is the frequency of electromagnetic field that is good for your brain, to rest, to relax, and to get free of stress. This was the frequency of planet Earth before, but then technology showed up, like TV, phones, and internet, and this frequency outside increased. That's the reason why outside we live in so stressful environment and our brain does not have enough time to relax. But it has this frequency only in 2 occasions in our entire life. The first one is when we are born, and the second one is when we are in a deep sleep, which is just an hour or 2 per entire night. You will probably agree that of 24 hours, 2 hours to relax for brain, it's not enough. So enjoy part 2. Also, your brain has this